is. Aphelocoma insularis, famous island scrub jay. There's another one right there doing their jay thing like all corvids do. Birds in the family Corvidae. Browsing around, socializing, being advantageous feeders, taking advantage of any food that they may come across as they're foraging. That includes the food you leave behind at campsites. Very smart bird that was left here from the main population of jays on the mainland. Or maybe they flew here. I don't know how they got here actually. But it is a different species than the regular scrub jay. They're much more darker blue in my opinion. Maybe a little smaller. Nah, they're about the same size. I lost it. Oh, it's over there. Guess right now it's foraging this dry wash system out here, which we're gonna get into in a few minutes. Probably foraging for seeds that have blown off from dried out plants over the summer. I think they eat acorns too. I wonder what it has in its mouth. On the mainland, the western scrub jay or California scrub jays, they have a pretty close association with Quercus agrifolia or other oak species. There's not too many oaks on this island. There's a few of them. So I wonder what they're getting into. I wonder what they're eating. Whatever they are, I mean, whatever they eat. I mean, they're probably eating people food. Anyway, island scrub jay. Oh, what do you know? There's an oak right there. I don't know what kind of oak, but I know it's in the family Fajaceae. Ah, so I guess there are oaks here. Whoa, what the hell is this? I'm along the lines of an amateur botanist, so I just do this stuff for fun, really, because it, you know, rocks my boat. But I'm looking at this and I have no idea what it is. If I was to take a guess, I don't know, this kind of looks like it might be Apiaceae, the carrot family. But I saw those island scrub jays foraging in it, or I don't know if they're foraging in it. But yeah, I don't know. It's got that nice like papery bark, just like sloughs off. Crazy leaves. I wouldn't be surprised if it's an ornamental too, but I'll figure out later and put all the species info in the caption. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about when I see things that float my boat. Now, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, but I mean, we are on an island. You know, certain plants that if it stayed here and the gene pool that was on this island circulated amongst itself away from the mainland, and now you get these mutations that have led to essentially different species that have adapted to the ecology or the current climate of this island. And I'm seeing a bunch of examples in front of me right now, things that I've only seen for the first time, coming here for the first time. One is this interesting plant right here. To me, this looks like it's in the genus Eriogonum in the family Pelecanus, the buckwheat family. And there are many common buckwheats that are found in the mainland, particularly California buckwheat. Eriogonum fasciculatum. I wonder if this species right here is more related to that. The only reason I say that is because I don't know, the way the leaves are placed, I guess, reminds me more of a Eriogonum fasciculatum. There's another species of Eriogonum that I'm gonna show y'all in a minute. But another one right here is this bright and showy one here during the fall months. This is convolvulus. I forget the species name, but I think the common name is the Channel Island Morning Glory. You have it now as a dominant in this dry wash area, this dry stream, dry wash area. Now I know what you're looking at. You're looking at that one over there. Let's go to it. Now I know for a fact that this is in the genus Lupinus, the lupine. I don't know what kind of lupine. I guess it looks like silver lupine. I don't know if this is an island endemic, if this one can be found only here. But to me, it looks like silver lupine. It could totally be an endemic species to this island. But it is Lupinus in the family Fabaceae, the pea family. See, look at all the colors. Look at all the colors. This is a, oh, here, look, this is the other buckwheat right here. This is another type of buckwheat. It's a small one. There's bigger ones around, but this is the other type of buckwheat. I think this one is more related to the cliff buckwheat that can be found on the mainland. Eriogonum, what is it? Eriogonum parviflorum, I think. Yeah, so I think this is an island endemic that might be closely related to that. I'm not sure. And then you have this thing here. It's in the family Asteraceae, that's all I know. But yeah. There we go. Nice representation of a landscape that has basically hardly been touched. A lot of the things here evolved here, stayed here, and haven't been affected in millions of years. Just right beyond it, you can see the effect of human encroachment. There are some endangered, or there are some introduced plants like in the distance over there, but as far as this spot goes, it's pretty pristine. And you can tell that because you can see all these different colors, all these different textures, all these different flowers, and they're all just kind of mashed and mumble jumbled all here in the same place. There's a lot of competition going on between these species too. But you know, having that much time evolving here, they've basically gotten used to it. They basically have a concerted effort in growing and thriving. And of course, you also got plants that can be found on the mainland that are also native here. Case in point, this one right here, which is found damn near everywhere, in Baccharis pilolarus, aka the coyote bush. And this is a female. I guess they're dioecious. I think that's what it's called, dioecious, where you have two plants, two plants of the same species, but there's male and female plants. Yeah, so this is the female one. Smells quite pleasant too if you were to smell these flowers. But yeah, the Baccharis pilolarus can be found on the mainland everywhere. There's another one right here. This is Toyon. Toyon. This can be found on the mainland, I think, all along the coast of California and coastal sage scrub communities. It's another plant that this can be found everywhere. And then another one, we got some little ones going right here. This is Rus integrifolia, otherwise known as lemonade berry. This is just little babies, man. They can grow into like large trees, like about the same size as this. But that can also be found on the mainland, mostly in Southern California. I'll show you a big one of those in a second. All right, here we go. This is Rus integrifolia right here. Like we saw those little babies that were just growing under the shade of that Toyon. But yeah, this is Rus integrifolia. This is how big it can get. This is how massive it can get. And there's little buds right here. So I think these are just budding, ready to flower. And you should have some fruits, I think, probably by next year. The fruits, they kind of look like corn kernels and they taste really well. Like they taste really good. They taste like sour lemon drops and everything. Yeah, don't go eating them though, you know, like, but I mean, I'll try one or two, but just don't go eating them all the time. Just, you know, just respect the nature, you know what I mean? But anyway, Rus integrifolia, look how big this fucking motherfucker is. And of course you got your invasives, and you could tell here just by the sheer, you know, plainness of this landscape, like that this used to be human settlement. You can see like the old barriers in the back too. I heard they used to herd sheep here a long time ago. Back in like the early 1700s all the way to the 1800s. But yeah, you have all these invasive species that moved in, probably came in on horse feed. I mean, all this dead stuff right here, that's avena or wild oat. And then you have these long on grasses here. This looks like Bromus diandrus or ripgut, one of the worst invasive grasses that are out there. And then you also have other, oh, you got this invasive species here too, or introduced one. This is Lactuca heirloom lettuce. I think it's Lactuca seriola, I'm not sure, but that is also introduced from Europe. This one too, this is known as horehound in the Lamiaceae family, the mint family. They make candy out of this stuff. And this right here, Phalaris aquatica. I think it's called harding grass. I don't know if it's aquatica, but it's definitely Phalaris. Yeah, just introduced species, and it makes sense. You can see all these introduced species doing well where this ground was disturbed by humans back in the day. And the native population hasn't really rebound back. I mean, you can see some encroachment over there, but it's gonna take, shoot, maybe even millennia for it to get back to what it used to be. And you never know, these populations of grasses could evolve here into some whole new different species. It's totally possible. That's why I like life. All right, another bird species. I don't know if you can see it that well. That's Lanius Ludovicianis, the famous loggerhead shrike. The only bird of prey that's in the Passeriform order. The only songbird that's a bird of prey, really. These are the ones that are famous for impaling lizards and mice on really sharp objects like barbed wire and cactus spines. Seems like they have a safe haven out here. They are a special concern species in California. They're one of my favorite birds, to be honest. So it's good to see. This is the second one I've seen here on this island, so it's good to know that they're here. It's a dope bird. Whoa, what is this? I don't know what this is. What is this? Is this some sort of like plum tree? What is this? Ooh. You know why I'm saying ooh? Because these organisms right here are not plants. They're actually more related to fungus because they're lichens, which are a symbiosis of a fungus and a cyanobacteria. A symbiosis that occurred close to 1 billion years ago, creating a whole new group of organisms in the process. A group of organisms that are highly adaptable at colonizing bare surfaces, such as this bare exposed, I think this is igneous rock exposed. But look how it grows. Look at all these. It's growing like they're plants. They've even taken on the shape of having, you know, high surface area, so the symbiotic cyanobacteria can photosynthesize. It's like a bacteria that lives inside of a fungus, so the body is the fungus, but the green parts, what causes the green is the photosynthetic cyanobacteria. Well, look how they grow here on an island that is hardly impacted, so to speak, by human activity. These little cup parts right here, this is the reproductive parts. This is where the spores will come out. Yeah, lichens, evolutionary symbiosis, creating a whole nother group. And this isn't the only lichen too. Like this crust right here, this is another type of lichen, probably one of the earliest colonizers on this planet. Earliest multicellular colonizers, probably. All right, I'm sure this is the moment you've all been waiting for, so we're gonna give it a try. It's nice and bright and sunny. This is my last day here, but I gotta head outside of this MPA because there's no fishing allowed inside of an MPA. MPA stands for a marine protected area where any and all marine species are protected from any type of take. So we gotta head right outside of it, and I'm hoping that we get some good examples of some fish to talk about. So we only got about 1,000 more feet to go, just beyond that giant rock over there. That's where we're gonna fish. That's where we're gonna catch. Actinopterygian survey here on Santa Cruz Island, on the eastern side, the leeward side. There we go, got one. I know. Oh, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, and it's a nice one too. It's a nice one. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Right there. Okay. All right. Ow! Got stuck by the anal spine. All right, bam! Right here, family Serranidae, order Perciformes. We have Paralabrax clathratus. Let me move out of this kelp so I don't get stuck. Yeah, Paralabrax clathratus, otherwise known as the kelp bass, or local fishermen around here like to call them the calico bass. Family Serranity, which is the family of groupers. Let me give it a little dip. So notice Perciform fish got this nice, it's somewhat separated dorsal fin spines as opposed to these soft posterior fin spines. Got these two prominent spines on the anal fin. It's a Perciform fish, classic Perciform fish. So you can see the pectoral fins, the pelvic fins are actually up close near the pectoral fins. Where the anal fins at, you can get an idea of how large the body cavity is, or at least where all the guts are. So the guts will go all the way from up in here all the way down to here. I'm bleeding all over this foot because he cut me. I guess that's what I get. Yeah, beautiful specimen. There's about 3 species of Paralabrax here in Southern California, 3 prominent species. Let me dip it again. One is this one, Paralabrax clathratus. The other one is Paralabrax nebulifer, the sand bass. And then the other one is Paralabrax multifasciata or semifasciata, I forget, but the spotted bay bass. That one you can find in a lot of bays and harbors. But anyway, nice fighting fish. High up there on the order of modern fish, modern teleos fish here that living on planet Earth. It's a little short to keep, so I'm gonna put it back. But regardless, very common specimen, very common fish to be found off the waters here of Southern California. You don't see too many of these in Northern California. Northern California, a lot of the demersal species of fish, they're rockfish instead of serranids, scorpaeniform instead of perciform. All right, let's let this one go. And of course you got seabirds right there. You got your brown pelican, Pelecaniformes, and then I think those are some of them are double-crested cormorants, and others I think are pelagic cormorants. Oh, and then probably a western gull up on the top right there. Let's see, like, what we got here? Like 3 different orders. We got Pelecaniformes, I think that's Siluriformes for the cormorants, and then up top you got Charadriiformes with the gull. Dang, that's how diverse birds are. There's like 3 orders, not just family, all on this one little rock. That's kind of cool if you know what I'm talking about. Sorry about the wind, by the way. That's what you hear when you're actually outside, you know. All right, so it was just literally just that one fish. Well, I guess on that note, I should end it. This is kind of the last few hours of me being on this island. It was a damn good trip, not gonna lie. And if anybody is interested in doing something like this, you haven't done it before, I highly recommend it. It'd be cool if, oh shit, there's a bald eagle.